He's back, and look what I brought with me. The entire wave of Marvel Legends Fantastic Four First Steps. The cast members are right there in front of us. We got 6 figures for this wave, and we will be checking them out with the film dropping very soon. We're going to take a look at these figures, and we're going to do it 2 at a time. Let's do this. What is up, my peeps? It's the Ruckus, back at you again after a nice lengthy vacation. We're ready to get back at it, and I'm back in time for the drop of Fantastic Four First Steps. As of the recording of this video, it will be kicking off officially a week from today, technically the day before. The 24th is the day it'll come out. The 25th is the release date, meaning July 25th. And we're going to check out our 6 figs. We're going to double up on them so we can get it out the way before the film drops. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start today with Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. And why not? We've got a figure representing Johnny in both his normal unpowered form and his flame on form. So we will take a look at them both. Looking at the packaging, you see this style of packaging with this wave, very, very different from what we are used to. We've got the Fantastic Four First Steps logo there at the bottom, and Marvel Studios. And you notice, I'm sure from the trailers and everything else like that, we've engaged in a very old school, this is older than even old school, for using that terminology, classic, if you will, 60s type of feel. When you look at the logo, the Marvel Studios logo right there, the film, if I'm not mistaken, takes place in the 60s. I'm sure that that's what it's supposed to be. And the film itself, how they're going about it with the Fantastivision, filmed in Fantastivision and everything like that, they're going right along with that motif. So the packaging here reflects that. We have the 4 logo there on the rear, on the top, I'm saying the rear, and then on the side opposite of what I opened up with, we've got the thumbnails there, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, you see that, and on the back, the rear of the packaging, we have some artwork there. We don't get any bios, but we do have the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, and then we have on the other side, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and there are symbols for each member of the Fantastic Four. So that's pretty cool there. Once again, there are no bios, and then we saw this already when I opened up. And then now we will get it back to the front, and what we're going to do is snap the finger, and they're out of their packaging. We've got them, of course, standing up there, and at their feet we've got their accessories. We will, I guess, in order to go to do this correctly, we will go with Johnny Unpowered. We will go with Johnny Storm. We'll go with him first. So let's get the Human Torch out of there. So let's take a look at, you know what, let's do something different. Let's take a look at the figure first, and there's a reason why I want to do that first, because when we get to his accessories, you'll understand better at what is going on. So yeah, let's take a look at Johnny first, starting with, of course, the head sculpt. These are MCU figures, which means they're live action, so they use the digital technology to try to replicate the faces of the actors that are portraying these characters. So looking at my man here, his name escapes me, so don't hold me on that, but I've seen the trailer, so I know what he looks like. And this isn't really that good a representation in my estimation. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to, of course, do the, profile thing to see if maybe I can see some. And no, not from the left side, and definitely not from the right. Yeah, I just don't see it. And maybe it's the hair. The hair, from what I recall from the trailers, isn't poofed up like that. It's a little bit lower. It's not as high up, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, don't get it twisted. It's got a wash. The sculpt itself, the paint apps and everything else, you see what's going on there with the hair. That is good, as far as that is concerned. But yeah, I don't think that he looks like the actor that's portraying Johnny Storm. As far as the rest of the figures concerned, we've got these costumes, and they all have the basic same color and scheme, if you will, but there are subtle, slight differences to all of them. In other words, they all are wearing this costume, basic design, but per individual, it's been it's been customized. They all share the 4 emblem, as you can see there. We've got the nice texture in the white portion of the costume. We've got these lines right here, and these are sculpted. That's nice texture right there. It carries over into the shoulders, pretty nice. And then, of course, we've got the gloves here on Johnny. You see they start off here at the top here black and then white. And we've got the texture going on there around the wrists. And then as far as the hands go, you see here on the inside, let me move that up there like that. You see on the inside of the hands there, with the gloves, they're black. This is the primary reason why I wanted to begin with the figure instead of my usual go through the accessories first, because you see this this black right here, and that was the main reason. Continuing down, we've got the belt, and the belt is basically, it's black, but it's painted with white, and we've got some black paint there. You see right there where the buckle connection goes, pretty cool, and that carries on to the back. We have a kind of like a rear buckle connection, I would assume, going on back there. Then, of course, the lower half still got that texture, so that's pretty cool. We get to the boots, and here's where there are some subtle differences with the characters, with their boots. Some of them you'll see as we progress along with these videos. We've got the black at the top, and it's white, and then around the soles, we've got black, and we've got blue there. So that's doing pretty well. In terms of the articulation, the head is on a hinge, ball hinge joint, and Johnny can look up this far. He can look down. You can get his chin to his chest. We have some pivot there for his attitude style. Of course, we can rotate 360. We've got, with the shoulders, he can perform a T-pose. We can rotate 360, going like that. He's got the bicep swivel there. We've got double jointed elbows. Of course, they're pinless. And we have a wrist hinge, and it articulates horizontally. We have on his left arm, we've got this right here, this device. This is, we're looking at them like they're watches, but that's some sort of control device, whatever it is. We'll find out when we get to the film. But this is a separate piece, as we'll see if and when we switch out the hands. And yeah, so we've got that. In terms of the torso, we're on a diaphragm, and get his arms out the way so you can see this better. It can go forward very slightly, almost nil. I really wish Hasbro can improve. In fact, with Comic-Con coming next week, the same day that Fantastic Four First Steps drops, Comic-Con starts then too. I'm going to hit up the team and ask if there's any, like, been any improvement, advancements in that area of improving that. We can go back, so we do have that, and with the diaphragm we can go left and right, and of course we can rotate there. Here's some redundancy. We've got a waist swivel, and we can go left and right there. Like I said, that's almost like a wasted point of articulation. Here at the hips, pretty good. He can Van Damme it, but then I've seen some videos, so I already knew about this part here. That's all we're going to get in terms of the kick, and that's on all the figures, so you may as well buckle in for that if you haven't seen that already. While I was on vacation, I did see some videos of reviews of these guys. Can kick back that far. We've got the thigh rotation, and of course we've got double jointed knees, also pinless. And once again, I've already known this going in, but for some reason we don't have a swivel here at the boot, so that's curious. We can't point the toe that far forward. That far up, we've got ankle pivot, and you see that we've got holes at the bottom of the feet. So that's the articulation scheme on Johnny Storm. And I can tell you that it's going to be the same thing on the Human Torch version of that. The accessories that Johnny comes with, he does come with a pair of these flame effects. We've seen these a million times and counting. But this time they've got a nice kind of color scheme to it. We're translucent amber or orange, if you will, and then there's paint on it, which I'm going to call it mustard colored. When it may not look like that on the screen, but here in real life, looking at it, it looks like it's definitely Heinz mustard colored. So we do have that. You can, of course, wrap these around the arms, around the legs, or whatever you want to do with that. And finally, we have a set of fists for Johnny, and this is the main reason why I wanted to show off the figure first, because that part with the hands, the gloves, you see the black there. That's a nice, gotta give Hasbro some credit, nice attention to detail to give us that dab of paint there with the fist, because the interior of the glove, they are black, and that's on both of them. So that's how it goes down that way. And here I applied one of those fists, the left one to be exact, with Johnny, and to show you, you know what I'm saying, the open palm on the right, and you see that dab of black on the closed fist on the left. So once again, flowers to Hasbro for some attention to detail. Now it's time for the Flame On version of the Human Torch. And we have seen, well, we've technically seen variations of both versions, both powered and unpowered. But of course, this is our first time having an MCU Human Torch, and when you look at it, it's a pretty good one. I'm loving the fluorescent flame effects, the red, the fluorescent red used to show Johnny's power set, meaning to turn to flame. We've got lines there. He's got the 4, which is in black, circle, and the 4, of course, and we've got the lines going on to show, trying to simulate a flame effect. The head is looking very nice with the plume of flame for hair, looking real good. As far as the digital printing is concerned, I don't know how necessary that is for this guy. And I did find out the name Joseph Quinn is the actor, right? Quinn, I got that right? I hope I got that right. Anyway, yeah, I believe I got that right. And, Gemini is definitely your friend. So there it is. We're looking good on the sides there. This flame on the back. We've had flame attachments for our Human Torches in the past, but they've always been detachable. This one is glued on. So, and I'm not taking it off. I'm sure there are going to be people out there curious enough, and they're going to be pulling their flame effect off on their Human Torch. They can have at it. Looking at it, we've got those lines like I was saying, and we still have texture, so that's great. The texture remains. You see the black line work there at the shoulders and going down the arms. We've got flame effects there around the wrists and coming off the top of the hands. Different different colors there. This is more of a yellowish type of color, where up here it's more orange-like. Going back to the top and the back flames, you see how they transition kind of yellow to orange to red. Pretty nice. And the same thing could be said about the flame for hair. Yellow, kind of orange, and then when you get to the top, it tips off in red. And you get that on both sides with the hand, so that's pretty cool. The lower half, we've got those lines again, showing that he's on fire. Go down. The feet, we've got these flame effects actually are loose and can be removed, which is cool. And we've got flame effects that are attached to the actual feet. So that's looking pretty cool right there. Gotta love that. In terms of his articulation, it's like what I said, it's the same as before, but I just want to make sure that you can get him to look up somewhat, because he is a flyer. He is impeded from looking all the way up because of that the back flame. So that is an issue. He can, of course, look down as before. And yeah, everything else is more or less the same. You know what I'm saying? He's got the same with the diaphragm, and then, of course, the redundant waist swivel. He can Van Damme with his hips, and the issue I was talking about before extends to this guy. We can't even get 90. This is about 75 degrees kicking, and that's really all you're going to get with the Human Torch, unfortunately. Oh, dropped him, but it is what it is. Because he heard the unfortunate part, he felt bad about that. The only accessories the Human Torch comes with is an extra set of open hands for flying, and you see they've got the flame effects that are part of it, and it looks like they could come off the way how they're wrapping around the thumb, but they're on there hard. They probably can. They feel plastic and soft enough that I could probably take them off, but I'm not going to do so because I don't think there's a need to. But you could see we've got the flame effects there. They're in a orange color and yellow when you look at the very tips there. So that's what you got going on for the accessories for the Human Torch. And for comparison, we will be checking out these Fantastic Four First Steps figures alongside their 616 comic book based, and I've chosen to use the very first ones to kick it off for Hasbro. We'll call it the new Hasbro, you know, with the more updated bodies, even though the body here is no longer updated, but at the time it was, you know, with the and I don't even think this was Bucky cap, but it was still an updated body. Anyway, this is the Walgreens exclusive Human Torch right there. And they have, you know, you see the flame effects and all that, and some similarities. Of course, his 4 is, the background is yellow while the 4 is red. So that is your comparison of the Human Torch. And just so you know, if you didn't really know already, which I'm sure all of you did, you can swap out the heads and even the hands if you wanted to on Johnny Storm, and put the Human Torch's head and hands on there if you so chose to do that. And of course, you could put the Johnny Storm head on the Human Torch body, which Johnny is capable of doing that. So it may seem like that looks kind of crazy, but he can actually control what areas of his body he wants to be aflame. So you've got those definite possibilities going on there. So to give my thoughts, final thoughts, at least for these two particular figures from the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four First Steps, the MCU film that drops very, very, very soon, of Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, and the Human Torch, aka Johnny Storm, as Marvel, or I should say Hasbro, has seen fit to release both versions so we could have them. My thoughts, talking about Johnny Storm first, the unpowered version. The face sculpt leaves a lot to be desired. I did notice one thing when I was getting it into a different type of pose, and my eyes flashed past the head sculpt. I actually saw the actor briefly, but then lost it just like that. So the resemblance is in there somewhere. I'll say that, but it could have been much better. Could have been much better. The hair and the wash that they put for the blonde hair, that's definitely nice. Good effect there. The articulation when it comes to the legs, kicking forward, that's curious, and even more curious is the lack of a boot swivel. But that's going to be the theme for this entire wave, unfortunately. As far as the Human Torch version, the flamed on the powered version, it has the same articulation issues as the depowered version. The coloration is great with the flames. That's looking very nice. I wish we could have gotten some other kind of accessory, powered accessory to go with this guy. That would have been very nice, but we did not get that. So it is what it is. These are the first two from a series of 6 in this wave. About the wave itself, it has not gone unnoticed to me that we did get 6 figures in a boxed wave. This is not a retro style wave, and no Build-A-Figure. Think about it, and only 6 figures in the wave. No 7, you know what I'm saying? Just 6 and no Build-A-Figure. And when you take that into consideration along with all of the retro style figures we've gotten lately, series that we've gotten, combined with a lot of deluxe figures that we've gotten independently, I think that we are watching the delete now. I don't want to see that other word for the Build-A-Figure. I could be wrong. I'm going to, of course, ask the Hasbro team, and I already know that they're not going to give a definitive answer, but I think I, along with other YouTube reviewers and whomever else interviews them, if we keep pushing the question, then at some point they're going to have to publicly announce something one way or the other. At least that's the thought. Anyway, speaking of thoughts, what do you think about these 2 offerings? What do you think about the whole wave? Looking forward, you're going to pass, you already know that, but what do you think about the movie? Are you excited for that? You're going to be down to see it? We're trying to get a YouTube takeover, since we'll all be down there for Comic-Con, and there is a theater that will have several auditoriums with Fantastic Four First Steps in them. So we're trying to see if we can blaze that and just have the takeover, so to speak. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this figure. Once again, I'm back off of vacation, so have to hit the ground running. So we kicked it off with Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the rules. We'll be back with another 2. Guess who? I'm out. Peace.